Words have meaning. And I'm getting really tired of people on the right that are supposed to be the thinkers and the ones who engage in facts and reality, not delusion. On a radio show on the way home from seeing the movie Sheepdog, I heard someone again. Uh, Armed America Radio. I'm not sure exactly. I forget exactly what show it was. A show later at night I normally don't listen to. However, the point being, anarchists in the streets, anarchists, anarchists. No, wrong, false, not even close to reality. They may be engaging in tactics normally associated with anarchists. That doesn't automatically make them anarchists and wanting anarchy. They want chaos that's different than necessarily anarchy. The two aren't exactly the same in the political sense. Now, anarchism, anarchy, ultra far right, zero government, the atheist mindset. No one can lord over you. You are the sole sovereign authority. No one can tell you what to do. Every man, woman, and child for themselves. No rules, no regulations. Anything goes, no constraints. Anarchism. Nobody I know wants that. Not what our government was founded on. We are a center right nation with supposedly a limited republic. But the people in the streets may indeed be anti American and anti Christian, anti Jewish in a lot of respects. Anti everything Western culture was built on, our republic, the biblical community standards, free will to want to care for others, not be forced to do it through our own blood and treasure, not theft and redistribution, biblical community, not worldly communism. Big effing difference. Big difference. Read my constitutionalist educational series. I go into it. Since the schools don't, the schools won't. The left wanted all that civics and history removed from the schools because dumbed down sheeple are easier to control. But again, these are leftists. They may indeed be atheists and believe no one has authority to rule over them, but they think they have the right to rule over you. They are communists, fascists, socialists, left wing, ultra government, more government. That's their ultimate goal. More government where they are in charge and dictate to you what you can and cannot do, where you can and cannot go, what you can and cannot say. These are not anarchists. They may use tactics associated with anarchy, but that doesn't make them anarchists. They are commie, fasci, sociocrats, left wingers. They want more government. They want to destroy our current free market, free will, choice government, limited republic, with them in charge, dictating to you everything. More and more government out of DC, more and more regulation. That's not anarchism. They want more regulations. They want more laws. You have less rights, less freedom. That's not anarchy. That's commie, fasci, sociocratism. That's leftist more government. So stop it. Stop it. Stop. Words mean things. They are not anarchists. You can say they are using anarchist associated tactics, but they are not anarchists. Antifa. It's a complete fake facade. It's a joke. It came out of the 1930s. Germany, anti socialist communists who wanted power and control over the National Socialists who fought the communists. Today, they're all one and the same thing. Communist, fascist, socialists. They're all the same leftist, violent groups. They fly separate flags, but their goal is all the same: destroy Western culture. Them being the ultimate one on the top, lording over everyone. There's no king thing. I've said over and over. Our founders, biblical community, Judeo-Christian ethos foundations, no king but King Jesus. Oh, but they weren't religious. No. Yeah, a bunch of non-religious people were saying no king but King Jesus. Uh-huh. But they're not religious in any way, shape, or form, the left would have you to believe. That's why they don't want history taught or civics taught. They don't want economics taught either, because they want you to be stupid and not know anything and just buy the propaganda the lying and the media feeds you. Even if it's contradictory from week to week, they just want you to have an open and Rush Limbaugh, right? Brains full of mush, or actually empty heads that the commie fasci socies media can then fill on a daily basis and empty it out again next week to download the latest propaganda and idiocy. That's why you have to be a thinker, and language matters. Words have meaning. Stop distorting them. That's what the left does. Depends on what the definition of is. No, also on, it was an armed NRA related broadcast, and part of it was the Second Amendment. A well regulated militia. Words have meaning, and it meant what it said at the time they said it. 18th century Oxford English. Well regulated meant regular and trained and ready. It didn't mean federally regulated by a bunch of leftists. That the left with this, it's a growing, breathing constitution. No, it meant what it said, and it says what it means. You don't get to warp the words to some new 21st century distorted meaning. It means what it meant at the time it was written. The Federalist and Anti-Federalist papers and all the other writings of our founders were clear, extending their remarks, right? You hear it all the time in the well of the Congress. I reserve the right to revise and extend my remarks. Well, the Democrats want the right to revise because they want to switch and pretend they didn't say what they said yesterday. They want a whole new something else put in its place, but extend remarks, of course, means put extra material like our founders did, the Federalist and Anti-Federalist papers, into the record. If you don't get what it says there, we take several more paragraphs over here and explain the intent. But none of you will read them. The left don't want you to read them. They want you stupid. And you're allowing them to make you stupid by not doing your own research. Anarchism, no government. These people aren't for no government. They are just anti-current limited republic. They want more government with them in charge to tell you what you can do, what you can't do. Every day of the week, they want to regulate more of your life and limit your freedoms. Wake up. Pay attention. Stop letting them get away with the distortions. Thank you all. Take care. God bless. Love you all.